Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I first want to thank you all for being part of my channel. This is the first ever time that we place a video in here. And I want to thank all of Stephanie's subscribers for all the wonderful comments and for watching. And today we're going to launch our channel for the first time, the Maria Diaz CPA channel. I think it's called The Tax Channel. And we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming deadlines. I think that's really appropriate. First of all, if you are in Florida, there was an extension, not only Florida, but also Puerto Rico. There was an extension done by IRS because of the Hurricane Irma. So that's coming up to an end now. January 30th is the deadline for you to turn in your tax return if you were under an extension, either corporate or personal. Those are due by January 30th. So make sure that you do send those in. Otherwise, you're going to have penalties if you owe money, or in the case of an S corp or a partnership, there are penalties that are assessed for that. So make sure that that's all taken care of. Also, on the 31st is the deadline for 1099s. Those are the forms that are due related to anybody that's paid for subcontracting work, for professional fees. Anybody that's paid that is not your employee and that provides services to you, you have to give them a 1099 miscellaneous. There's also 1099s related to any interest or anything related to rental income. Those are due also January 31st. So make sure that those are done and ready to go by that date. Not only to the IRS and Social Security office, but also remember that they need to be sent out to the individuals so that they have it when they get ready to do their tax returns at a personal level. Or in the case of some of the single member LLCs that do take 1099s, then they need it for their tax return also. So very important. Also, the W-2s, salaries, and all that information needs to be out by January 31st. So those are some items which are upcoming right away here that you should be in line. Either if you have a CPA, or if you don't have one, then you need to seek help if you're not going to be preparing them yourself. So it's really, really important that you keep track of that. Some of the things that are very important right now, as you know, on December 22nd, there was a new tax bill that was approved. And even though those really do not start culminating until you start preparing your tax return for 2018, we are in 2018. So those changes apply to what you're doing today. So I want to talk a little bit about that. We're going to have some other videos that go into individual items, because it's too much to be able to talk in one video. But one of them that's really important is that before there were tax tables that were used for employees to calculate how much withholding is being done for their salary. Well, those tax tables are no longer, even though we're still using them because we're waiting on guidelines, it's no longer going to apply for 2018 because there were changes that were done at a personal level that dependents no longer play a part of the tax return anymore. So it's important that pretty soon you're going to be getting some guidelines either from your payroll company or from your employer that's going to say, how are we going to go ahead and do the deductions on each paycheck that the employees get? So right now your paychecks are still being calculated on an old, no longer in place way of calculating withholding. So that's going to be coming up. It has to be in place by the end of February. So that's something that's going to be happening very soon here. In most cases, it's going to be beneficial. There's going to be some people that will be getting a little bit more money in their paycheck. But I see, when I look at 2018, I see that as a very transitional year, as there's a lot of changes going on. We're going to be doing our tax returns a little bit differently. on a personal level because of the fact that we no longer are able to claim dependents. So, but there are a lot of other things that are going to help us at that personal level too. One of them is that they have now increased the itemized deduction allowance from 12 to 20. From, you know, it depends on whether you're married or single, and they have you know, increased these. And we can go into detail, but I just wanted to mention that that change will be coming very soon. And so that's at a personal level. I also want you have our contact information. We can help you if there's any questions that you have related to that at a personal level. So one of the things I want to talk about today, also to touch a little bit on the corporate side, is one of the major changes that was done was that we now have one corporate rate, and that's at 21%. So very important, because before the corporations were, you know, at a gradual, but could go up to like 37, 39%. So very important, 21% for corporate, for people that file at corporations. But there are some benefits too that we will go into at a later video at an S Corp or a partnership level, that are there's this new deduction that's based on income level, which will help those flow through type businesses that can impact also at a personal level whether you want to be a corporation or have one of these flow throughs. So really, really important to point out that right now, because of all the changes that have happened, if you have a small business or you own a corporation, you need to, when you meet with your accountant in 2017 to get your taxes done, or maybe, you know, set up an appointment prior to that to evaluate whether you're in the right vehicle, whether you're in the right vehicle of a company structure to take advantage of all the new changes that have happened. Also, whether any of the changes may impact you negatively, so that you can plan ahead. So very important to keep track of all these items, and there's a lot of planning, I think, that needs to be done. Not only just the preparation of the tax return, but when we meet with our clients this year to go over their taxes and to go over the results of the prior year, we will be discussing these items as how does it impact, what changes need to be done, or maybe you're in the right place, but what's going to happen, because some of the companies, some of the people that have these flow throughs, they make estimated payments. So we need to readjust and pay, you know, in what we need to pay. But because of the new changes, this may have a positive, and sometimes it may have, maybe if it has a negative, what you currently have, evaluate what are the different options under the new Tax Reform Act. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. You have our contact information. Thank you again for all of Stephanie's, the followers of Stephanie that most of you have become, are following our channel. And pretty soon we're trying to see if we can do these on a weekly basis, because there are a lot of changes, and what we probably will do is take one item at a time. If you need anything in the meantime, please call our office or email us at the contact information. And thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Thank you again.